So, Praveen, what did you understand about us so far? Yesterday we had a discussion with Tanushree. So, what is your understanding?
So I understood that you guys will be taking her as an apprentice and you will be developing her skills based on the her whatever current skills what she has. So you'll
Mm.
be upgrading those and you will be helping her to clear the exams is what I understood.
Okay.
But it's not like usually what happens, you have like 100 members, you just teach them and you don't do that.
Mm.
I understood those things and which will be helpful for her also as a personal development, which is not only through the exam and even and lot more than that.
Fair. And what makes you think that she might need this? Why does Tanushree need this?
Because I have been seeing from past so many attempts that she's facing a lot of problem
Mm.
to like the exams. When she goes for an exam, she knows that she has studied everything, but there is a lack of confidence when she goes and
Mm.
the exam,
Mm.
where one exam will be good and there's I don't know why there's a lot of drop in the mark, then the overall score also. I don't
Mm.
know why this is happening. It is the
Mm. Mm.
way she is studying, or is it mentally she is not well to be
Well equipped. Okay. Mm. Mm.
to face the exam? I don't know why. There's some issue which is she is not able to crack the exam from past 2 years now. This is her fifth attempt that she gave.
Mm. What
But
are your scores, Tanushree, in the last two, three attempts?
Uh, last to last attempt in the sense May attempt, May 2024 attempt, I got 100. But in November 24, I got 92, then 98. That has reduced my marks.
Mm.
And this attempt, I don't know how much I'm going to score. I was expecting for the passing marks itself. As I told you yesterday, due to that conditions, I don't know what will be the results.
Okay.
So before results only, I should plan something for the negative side of the result.
Fair enough. Okay.
That is why I tried to contact you, because if we stick on to the plan right now, if it is passed, then it is well and good. If it is fail only, then I can't spare 2 more days after the exams
Yes,
for the
yes,
planning.
yes.
That's it.
Understood. Understood. Okay.
Mm.
So, what exactly are you looking from us? So, moving ahead, what kind of support you're looking from us?
One thing is study environment. What I felt is I should surround with a group of people, like how I used to study with the friends I used to study for the last attempt and all. And they cleared almost, only we three of us left. And right now, if they both also clear, I'll be left alone and I may not be able to study alone,
Mm.
because from 11th and 12th, I prepared, I wrote my exams and everything. College is done from hostel itself. So I'm a kind of person who live in a hostel surrounded with a group of people who are of the same mind, preparing for the exam. And now after marriage and all, I'm not able to do all those things. So I think if I surround with a group of people and a team where we study all together, I may clear the exam.
Okay, fair enough. So, what I'll do is do you have any further questions before we get into the presentation?
The main question is what will be the plan action for July and August and the fee structure. Apart from that, everything I have checked in the YouTube and all those one attempt video and all you gave now. So all those videos I have checked, the campus tour and everything. So the main thing is what will be the action plan for the
Fair
September.
enough. And Praveen, any
And I
questions?
wanted for two options. Like I'm expecting for the exemption for the AFM. I may get or may not get. So I have like what will be the plan of action if I get the exemption or if I don't get the exemption.
Okay, understood. Praveen, any questions from your side?
no, nothing from.
Okay. Let me share the screen. So let me just start with the purpose of what we do. So this is why we do what we do. So helping students clear their exams in one attempt or 1 year, because a lot of them come for both the groups. And some of them, to be frank, come with certain psychological issues, psychiatric issues. We also work with psychiatrists and psychologists. For them, it takes a setup time of 3, 4 months only for them to shift. And some of them are also on prescription pills. A lot of different types of people come in. So it's like ideally one attempt is enough. That's great. Or 1 year where we space out one group and then another group and then one spare attempt. So this is a maximum stretch we look at. So in your case, this is most likely enough.
Yes.
Yeah. And once you clear, there are other benefits or there are other reasons why you would like to clear, but this is something which is straightforward because since this requires an investment, you have to look at it from an investment perspective. So why are you clearing this exam? It's not just for the sake of fun, but definitely it has to lead to something. And even if you choose to start your practice or start some startup like us or anything, it is going towards your future. If you're not clearing, you're held on to the past. Something that should have been or should be done 4 to 5 years ago. You're still sticking to it. It's not the right approach because this is not about money. This is about taking a step towards a future career building. And finally, we believe every chartered accountant who clears after 2020 has a fantastic possibility of creating a $1 million net worth. Because right now we had in those days, kaun banega crorepati, like 1 crore was a fancy term. Now we don't even get a 2 BHK in any secondary town also. Nowhere. So 1 crore is nothing. So for you to settle down yourselves and then take care of your parents and in-laws and also the next generation, the 10th year is a compulsory thing. Something which we should. There is no doubt about it. So this certificate will give you the opening to do that. And the process which you kind of work with us, that will give you a path because most of the mentors, the students who clear with us and eventually work with Big Four, they always say, I was able to learn more in HLS than any other bigger ecosystem of the Big Four because there is no focus on the personal attention or there is no focus on the personal mastery for each individual. The generic Gyan won't work for a lot of students. So that way we'll be able to build a path for you to get to that point.
Yes.
Next, I believe you have spoken to Manju or heard about Manju earlier. Yeah. So Manju practically stays 15 minutes away from our place. Her father is a senior district judge. So they have their own quarters, they have their own house, everything is there. But when for her attempt, she chooses to come down. Now, we take some bets. When I say at that point of time, we didn't have a lot of time left. It was around 1.5 months or less than 2 months when she was just ready to get going for an attempt. The possibility was only one group. But then this is how we looked at it. Our AFM was strong. When you mentioned AFM, you have a chance of an exemption, yes or no, either way. Even if audit is not strong, IDT is not strong, with one paper, we pulled up the whole average. Only one paper.
Yes.
So while we're going ahead, see the psychological state of mind routine. Earlier, we used to say that we can do it. Right now, it's so many times done that we are not even talking about it. People already know that it will be sorted automatically. That's why I'm directly jumping onto the numbers here. So if your base numbers, let us say, I'm assuming a base number of 30 here, 45 here, 25. No matter how the paper comes, no matter how your state of mind is, this can happen. This is there already,
This
right?
is the basic work.
This
If
is
it's
already
ready
there.
also, even though if no preparation is there, we can get this much of our marks.
So what am I looking at from this point? I'm looking at plus 20 here, plus 20 here also, and plus 20 here also. This is what I'm looking at. Okay. You're coming with a certain base. So ideally, we need another 50, but it's better to have a margin of another 10 marks. Okay. This is what we're looking at. So much before we get into the details and everything, simple. If you have 50, 60 days, we have at least 60 days if you're removing all the normal losses. So 60 days, you doing it alone versus doing it with a limited cohort monitored by a set of CAs. The answer is clear. When you have 50 to 60 days, can you not improve 50 to 60 marks? Is a question. So see, if it is about a both group student stuck at 120, then if you're looking at improving 200 marks, then it's a different problem. if you're at 50, 60, and then we have to improve 100 marks, it's another problem.
Yes.
But you're here. This is there. It has to happen. Now, this is the advantage and this is the disadvantage also. When it's a disadvantage, a score like this would not make you feel super scared. It's not like it's not like you can do it. It's not even like you cannot do it.
Yes.
You don't know what to do about it. Because it's like, okay, I know the subject. You cannot go back and restart from the scratch.
Correct.
You don't know whether to change the faculties. You don't know whether to change the books.
Yes.
It
Yes.
pushes you into a corridor of uncertainty.
Yes.
And no matter how many times you write it, the score won't move more than 120. It won't fall less than 80, no
Yes.
matter what.
Yes.
Every time you come back with retrospective stories of this has happened because of XYZ, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You're stuck in a range of 80 to 120. See, if you see some batsmen, no matter what they do, they always get out at 50, 60. They have a decent start. 30 score, they'll score 30, they'll get out to 60 or 70. It's not some bad, like it's not a exceptional strategy with the bowler. The capability is only so much. After 60, you have to conserve your energy and attention. One loose shot will get you out.
Yes.
So you need to realize when Praveen asked me at the beginning, I don't know why her score is stuck. Because that is your current capacity. It is not linked to some motivation or circumstantial change which just automatically happens 1 or 2 days before the exam. We like to believe it happened because of that. But the truth is, it is what it is. So here we go back to fundamentals and rebuild it. Now, when I say this is a hard project because it's a blank slate. Let's say somebody has coming for the first attempt. It's base. We start building bases, first floor, second floor, each and every base. Now it's already built.
Yes.
Now I have to carefully reconstruct, renovate it. Renovate it.
Exactly.
Now it's a very complex, cumbersome process because I recently got my house done for renovated at Vizag. It's complex. You don't know. You cannot stay. You cannot rent it out. You cannot keep it idle. There's no. It's like you have to take a series of decisions, one thing at a time. Small patch of painting gone. You can't repaint it. You have to repaint the whole wall.
Yes.
So every step you don't know what to do. One tile removed, the whole floor has to be removed. One pipe removed, the whole tiles have to pulled out.
Yes.
And it's all intricate and complex. So this is where you need an expert. Who is an expert? Somebody who has done it enough number of times.
Yes.
Who has done it with enough number of people. It's like a doctor-patient. For patient, this is a huge problem. Something is happening to my heart. Doctor, it's one more thing. That's what he does in and out. So this is where we come into the picture, where we have significant experience with deep expertise. So whatever is complex for you, we'll be able to do it in a systematic manner.
Okay.
Having said this, it still requires effort. It still takes work. And the dynamics are different. Let's say somebody might be thinking there are only 3 papers.
Yeah.
Easy for them. It's not like that. The pressure
The
will.
same thing happened. I'll add on to this. Last attempt when I get those marks in November attempt like 98 and all, I told 100 I scored, 100 was my maximum marks. So I thought like if I start in the January also for May attempt easily I get 120 days. I was very confident before starting my preparation only. As soon as I start my preparation, I was like only two times of revision I have done. I didn't end up writing the mock papers. I didn't do anything. Even though there was 120 days left, with lots of confidence I started. There was no negative thought, nothing. I was very positive. Slowly when exams was approaching near to me, the whole thing was changed. What my mindset was there, that was after giving one paper, that is completely, I was like collapsed with the FR paper. That was the thing. What I liked is, I saw in one of your video, after finishing one subject, you quickly switched off to the second subject. That we can't do. If we stay alone, obviously my mind can't be controlled with anyone else. No? If I surround with the same people, obviously I can switch on to the next subject. So that drawback and all, I can't face it all alone. So I wanted to join to this.
See again. Yeah.
One more thing, like once they come out of the exam, they'll start discussing. They want to like see videos where whatever I have written is correct or no. Then they'll be stuck over there. They won't come out and like they'll start with the next paper also. I have seen this a lot, like in the entire like this be a batch of people who are studying. They'll come and start discussing. They don't focus on the next subject, which again is a kind of drawback. which happened.
And the switchover which you're talking about, it is necessarily not sufficient. That the point is, just because you can switch to the other subject, that doesn't guarantee a 45-50 mark in the next paper.
Yes,
It's
yes.
only one of the
Reason.
list of things which have been happening since forever.
Hmm.
It's not happening for the first time. Now, why are you not able to switch? Why are they able to switch? Because they did it already. We made them do it already enough number of times so that they can actually pick it up in the exam mode.
Yes.
So now, let's say you come and write the exams only with us. That won't help. There are a lot of students who are willing to pay anything. We just want to come and write exams with you.
Okay.
The thing is, they won't be conducive because if you're not tested and trained to maintain that intensity after 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, the mind will 12 o'clock itself, because 12 to 1 will be revising a lot of things. After putting in 5 hours without even taking a break, imagine they're studying for another 1.5 hours. So that has to be rigorously practiced, right? It's not like I'm here. That is not the point, because a lot of times you have a tendency to get carried away with certain things which you see, but the real work is something which is unseen. It happens over repeated cycles. So that is why we need time.
Yes.
If it's only about the switchover, we'll rather ask all the people to come. We'll hire flats only for the month of May and September instead of maintaining it for the year around. So, whenever we are discussing anything, we want you to build the perspective in a very stable and sustainable sense. There are certain exciting factors, but it is because of the depth of the foundation, something which has been done over time, and the exam simulation, and they get to experience this. And initially, when they start writing mocks, most of the girls also cry. They're like, there's so much emotion spent up. We help them handle it already. Okay, this is a bad exam. What should we do? Should we worry about it, or should we screw up the next 2 exams? So when you think about a problem already, and then you fall into that problem, you know how to come out because you already came out of it. So that is how the simulation works. You'll go through at least 3 exam cycles.
Okay.
Any problem happening, it's not sudden because you've already seen it. So we'll reduce the randomness.
Okay.
That is one of the significant advantages. Okay, so this course, can we target this way?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
This is for both the groups, and even if you look at Hari also, so there's one paper which gives you the significant advantage.
Yes.
So when that happens, the remaining paper, it doesn't matter. One paper you can actually leave it. See, look at a score like this, 145. Okay, so 55 in I would say FR, 60 in AFM. And then whatever your score is in audit, it'll go through.
Yes.
32, 33, 34, that will happen.
Mm-hmm.
People complain about getting only 34 in audit. But the point is, you would not have got 50s in the above 2.
Yes, yes.
If it crosses 140, and then your audit crosses 34, 35,
obviously,
you won't see many papers which talks about 60, 50, and then 37 or something like that. It's rare.
Yes.
37 is there, but the top is not 60 and 50.
Yes.
So you have to learn the right lessons, because when we analyze a lot of mark sheets, very few people who clear both the papers, who score 110 plus, they won't fail only because of audit. They're failing because of this also. Let's say audit is a weak paper. Okay, chalo. So because do you think this is just a coincidence? Because when the look at the total score of 320, I don't like to fail somebody with 2-3 marks less than IDT or something like that.
Yes, yes.
You have to take a chance mechanism.
Yes.
Now I'll tell you, if these are not the scores in the same paper, he would have got only 30. I'll tell you why. Whether it's him or Manju, because IDT they did not prepare. If they know that they're also failing in the rest of the papers, they don't have the mental intent to do anything. The fact that they know that the remaining papers they're going to clear, only if IDT is done properly, they might become a chartered accountant, will help them put that extra mental effort, which will give +2 per hour. The half mark here and there. Question, instead of losing or leaving it randomly, that one MCQ which you put the additional thought in eliminating the option, so that takes them to 36. Now, once you get to 36,
Mm.
that is when I say I'll take it to 40.
Mm.
So the preconditions are you get 110 here already. And then you, let's say, in audit, even if you get 36, let's say it becomes 146, then the magic works. It becomes 150.
Yes.
And how do you get that 36? I would say 18 in MCQ, 18 by 30, and 18 by 70. Doable, right?
Descriptive.
So this is how you can think of it. Now it's 20 by 30 and 20 by 40, it's there. But even for me to cater to your own fears that you may not get 40, 18, still you can clear, right? So
Yes.
if you see the path happening, if you see the possibility happening, then you'll do something about it. Now can you look at clearing in September reasonably well?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions regarding the approach or something? Okay. In the past, somebody who has given 12 attempts, which is 6 years. Now you spoke about some 4 or 5 attempts, but somebody who has given 12 attempts also, the score were just stuck there. Now what changed? It's not more books, it's not more classes, it's not more revision cycles, it's not more mock tests. You go back and fix the direction of the preparation, not the quantum and speed. Direction of how you're preparing. There are many subtle things. Let's say, imagine a surgeon not having the precision. If there's one extra inch of the cut when you're doing a surgery in any part, more than the problem with the surgery solves, the surgery process will create a bigger problem. So this is what happens when you look at an intervention. Let's say you got 35 in audit and you decided to improve your score. If your alternative is going through the coaching once again, what will happen? Audit will suck out almost 150, 140 hours. And most importantly, it wouldn't automatically add the 5-6 marks.
Yes.
It leads to a stress and tension about not completing AFM and FR, which you're already good, but not giving enough time and worried about it, it will go back. What are the potential 4-5 marks improve in audit would be offset by 10-15 marks decrease in the other 2 papers.
Other paper. Yeah.
This is why you'll once again go back to the point where you are like a treadmill. Okay, so even if you're coming with definite set of attempts, significant set of attempts, this is how we'll work upon it. So when you look at a particular exam approach, we're looking at 3 1-hour exams. In your mind, let's say you have 3 3-hour exams. 2, 3. And each of them has 3 1-hour exams. So you need not be perfect all the time. Out of the 9, let's say out of 9 overs, you do well in 5 overs, you can still win the match. If you don't operate like this, if you put yourself a compulsion that everything should be perfect, every answer should be right, you'll add stress which is not required. Your role in the exam is to reduce the stress which you already have.
Yes.
A lot of students unfortunately create stress which is not there, so which is counterproductive to your own possibility. Right? So how do you reduce the stress? Let's say FR, first star, you went in. For some strange reason, you decided to go with business combination and consolidation. Everybody says don't start. The first star got hit. Then what should be the response in your mind? Okay, 1 is gone. I still have 8 more chances out of 9 chances.
Yes.
Right? So when I say 9 chances, you have to get 150 in 9 chances. Right? On average, even if you get, let's say, 18 marks in an hour, right? You're understanding? Simple math.
Yes.
So 9 hours, let's say 150 by 9. Okay? So even if you get 17, that's fine. On a safer side, let's look at 18 marks per hour. Getting it?
Yes.
So 1 hour gone, let's say instead of 18, you got only 8 marks.
Yes.
That is okay. We'll compensate the 1 mark over the next 8. This is how you should think until the last hour. Like that's how Dhoni backs himself, right? Okay,
Mm.
4 hours 40,
Mm.
3 hours 35,
Mm.
2 hours 28,
Mm.
1 hour 20. Still, I'll go and hit.
Mm.
4 hours 40, it's only 10. 1 hour 20 is 2x. But you
Mm.
back yourself. I'm still here, I'll go and hit.
Mm.
So, in your approach, when you operate like this,
Mm.
writing 3 1-hour exams,
Mm.
you can definitely focus. Out of these 3 1-hour exams, it's like 6 hours you have descriptive,
Mm.
and 3 hours you have MCQs.
Mm.
Now, is it not possible to get 18 by 30 if you invest 1 hour for any MCQ?
Yes, it is possible.
Right? So
Yes.
this is already done, no? This is all much before. This is already done.
Mm.
So how do you get 18 in the remaining?
Descriptive, yes.
If you actually target 20, 3 into 20, okay, this is 60,
Mm.
which means in this remaining 6 hours,
Mm.
even if you get 15 marks, not even 18,
Mm.
you still be fine.
Mm.
So this clarity in
Mm.
terms of approach will make you feel comfortable.
Mm.
So then the energy will be shifted to deal the actual problem instead of the perceptual problem. What is perceptual problem? I have failed 4 times, I might fail again. What if I don't fail, pass in once again in September? What if this gets delayed? What if that gets there? All of that is there. And when you open a book, attention and the energy should be on the problem at your hand. Now, if you're opening AFM, so there is a question in any of the chapters. If let's say there are 2 portfolios which has been given the minimum variance, we are supposed to find which is the best allocation between A and B. Now, while you're solving this, your energy should go into this problem, not the random useless problem of will I clear? Am I doing it right? So there is a difference between this and this. So we'll remove that nonsense from there, and the focus comes onto this.
Yes.
Once you sit with the books for X amount of time, you'll clear. And if it's like a single conversation, I would rather charge a lakh for this conversation and leave it, so that your problem is solved, like a surgery. But it doesn't work like that, right? I would love to do that. 5 conversations per day. In 1 month, I can help 150 people clear. Probably 10 people, for 10 people, it might be enough. But the remaining 140, this is not enough. They want continuation happening over a period of time for different problems, for different decisions. So I'm just giving a glimpse of how our perspective is when it comes to exams. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the memory part, it is just like a understanding of why people have issues with memory. So this is taken by Harvard Business Review. So it says at the end of the day, you'll forget 66%. 66% of what you study is evaporated. It's like an ice block sitting outside the fridge. So you refrigerated it, but then when you take it out, it melts. That's it. Study, it melts. Then all the students will be running into loops. There are only 17 chapters in FR, 15 chapters in AFM, 19 chapters in audit. If there are 50 chapters, how many times can you study? There are many chapters which 1 chapter per day, one chapter can be done in a day. It ideally take 50 days, right?
Yes.
Why is it taking 150 days? Why is it taking 5 times? Because any given day, you're never doing it right. It's like opening a tap in a bucket filled with holes. You keep doing it forever, it will never get filled. Now, for this to be worked upon, we created this is what could go wrong. What could go wrong with your memory? Now, this is a control check in terms of how do you fix the gap for what is going wrong. So every 1 hour, you have a tendency to forget. Every 1 day, you'll forget. Every 6 days, you'll forget. Now you're saying every 1 hour, we're making you revise. At end of the day, we are making you revise. Next day, we are making you revise. Week, we are making the revise. That is what could go wrong. This is the corresponding control. What could go wrong in control? Memory is bad. It's not about your memory. The memory is bad. So when the memory is bad, what do? You create a controlled environment for the ice block to stay in that certain condition. Understood?
It's like precaution what we are taking for the problem.
Kind of, yes. So you're not letting the memory to fade away by giving it more interventions at an appropriate time. If you do not do this, it will take 5 revisions for you to remember what you studied.
Yes.
If you do this, 1 is enough. Like when you have to build bricks, the cement has to be fresh. Cement is also hard, brick is also hard. You can't build a wall.
Okay.
So it's a combination of the content, the contextualization. Content and contextualization. Contextualization works like a cement. You keep cementing it, so your content stays intact. And then becomes a solid wall, which is reliable. On the top of it, which you can build answers. So wall is like a concept. Definition of auditing. Understanding of digital, what is digital audit? Features of digital audit. Where can AI help in your accounting process? Now, fundamentally, understanding digital auditing is like a wall. How can AI help in doing your audit process? Is a slab which you have to innovate within the exam. When you don't even have the basic wall, you cannot innovate. But the lesson they learn it wrong. Okay, I did not study this question last time. I have to study this question. Next time, this won't be the question. It's something else. You have to go with walls, right? You cannot. See, you understand it like this. Any fantastic building plan, however gorgeous it is, however magnificent it is, you still need the same sand, cement, and bricks, right? So without this fundamentals, you cannot answer any of the question or many of the questions. So this is what will help you remember, because we don't know which question comes. We don't care. When you play cricket, it's not like you're not sitting and anticipating which ball it would be. That's not your role, right? Your role is to stay in touch with the batting. Your role is to stay in touch with the subject. Only dumb idiots will try to predict the paper, especially at the final level.
Yes.
So this is what you have to get rid of. Once you're done with the syllabus, nothing to do, then you want something exciting. Then for fun, you might predict a set of questions
Yes.
without depending on them. Then it will work. Because there is no pressure, there is no expectation, there is no load. You won't get surprised even if a different question comes. Clear? This part, is this clear?
Yes, sir. Okay, excuse me, sir. He'll log into the work and will just a minute. He'll
Sure.
just log in.
Please.
Background లో login చేస్తాను.
లేదు అంటే ఏం చేస్తానులే నేను వాళ్ళకి
Message చేస్తాను. Message
We can conclude in 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
షూర్
We'll continue, sir.
నేను మెసేజ్ చేసేస్తాను.
Now, when we showed you the testimonial of Prashant, now what did we do differently for somebody who has given 12 attempts? I'm telling you, this is what happens. Now I'm telling you how it happens. So these are two aspects which will change your fundamental capacity. Syllabus, revision, exams, these are like your, screen, keyboard, mouse, all of that. But this is your processor. So this is the processing capacity. This is like your OS. So these are fundamental to you and fundamental to your performance. So probably we are the only school in entire India for any exam whatsoever to work on these aspects. Work on your mindset and routine, which is a highly personal thing. Because my sister is a CA now. If I had to help her achieve this certificate, I had to work on the fundamental aspects of her capability from a very close level. I cleared in the first attempt. That is not why I started this. I understood that I could actually replicate it for others. That is a software, right? When you look at a supercomputer is useless because it is not scalable. Supercomputer is only one. There are very limited supercomputers all across. It has its own mechanism. That's good. But what we look at is an OS, an iOS, which can be scaled and replicated in multiple plastic things, which will become laptops. So this is what we do. We'll install that humanware in you. That will help you to complete the syllabus faster, remember longer, present better. If you're not paying attention to this, it won't change.
This will go
The
wrong.
surface level scratching won't help. So this is the ideology behind what we do.
Okay.
And when people say this, something like, I was failing in the exam preparation. So nobody fails in the exam directly. People fail in
Yes.
the preparation itself.
Yes.
The techniques, the 5-time revision which you just saw, there are multiple techniques, but most of them will point out to one technique which will significantly change the entire scenario. And here, based on our yesterday's conversation, your energy is stuck here. Whereas I want to focus on this particular aspect. Thinking and cognition is what will help you to clear the exam. Because let's say if it's an interview or if it's some other Bollywood auction or audition where you're expected to do something, in both the cases, let's say, I would call interview an auction. Auction is you're presenting your capabilities. The best man might win. The best woman might win. Comparatively, in the nature of an interview or group discussion. Audition is something where you have to show your emotions. No, auction is a group-based phenomena where everyone is strong, but the strongest wins. Audition is an individual thing where they do the comparison thing. But when you look at how the exam works, they don't care. They don't give you marks based on how somebody has written. On that particular point of time, they're only looking at your paper. They don't your name, gender, kuch bhi nahi pata hai. So it's purely in ink, without any emotion. When their emotion is not getting tested, why are you wasting it? See, the point is, if you go to YouTube, a lot of people get attracted to faculties who put in a lot of emotion, trying to express the emotion. Okay, you failed. I feel bad, all of that. Now find it funny at a final level because I don't even know you. Like the whole thing is, it's dramatic. Now you won't trust me just because I keep saying that I felt bad for you failing. That is not the point, right? You are here to understand how you can clear. Why you failed, you know. How you failed, you know. You're looking at. So here, the focus is on my cognition. Of course, how did my cognition build? It is based on a very strong fundamental emotion that I want to help people who are struggling to clear. That is done and dusted. Even for you, you also have a fundamental emotion to build your own career, to take care of your parents and in-laws, and to take care of, or to support Pravin, who has been very supportive to you until this point. You might have all of these underlying emotions.
Yes.
That should not come up onto the surface while writing the exam or while in the preparation. That are useless. Right? So the best actors do not overdo. They go into the role. And that role becomes very subtle and natural. They become that person, right? So when you see somebody overdoing it, we call it overaction. People don't like it. But similarly, when people overdo this, CA is way too important, I have to clear all of that, it's overaction. Because that is not required. What is it? You write 5-6 sentences for answer, get 2-3 marks. Let's say there are 14 questions in audit, which you have to attempt. 2 marks per question will get you 28 in descriptive. Then your paper is done. That's it. That's it. As simple as it. Why do you have to create an unnecessary loop and story to do something fundamental? So we'll start shifting your energies from here to here. And when I say this, what exactly is thinking and cognition? This. It includes processing, reading, focusing, memory, contemplation, planning. Everything comes into the aspects. So these are the sub-layers of this. On the other hand, what am I worried about or what am I concerned about is this. If you dwell into emotion, you'll not stop there. It will move into all of this. Continuously keep processing one or the other all the time. It won't stop. It move from this to this, this to this. There's a today in the morning, you get up, and you're scared that you may not clear the exam.
Yes.
So that will screw up your study session for 3 hours. At 9 o'clock, you'll be angry because you're afraid. You'll be angry that you're afraid. And that will lead to a disgusting feeling in the afternoon.
Yes.
So that's why we'll switch it off. No need. You have to be emotionally intelligent, not emotionally foolish. So this is how we operate. And apart from that, this prefrontal cortex is focusing on the cognition part. Limbic brain focus on the emotions. So there is a mechanism where we can temporarily shut it down. Shut it down in the sense lower the activity and increase the activity of prefrontal cortex. It's like speaking and listening. Listening is always more important than speaking. If it's not contextual. Let's say in this scenario, if I listen more and speak less, it won't be valuable to you. Because we are trying to recorrect and reorient the thing. Because when you did not clear for 3-4 attempts, it doesn't matter why. The focus is on how. Now I'm focusing on how. If you speak and listen, I'll only get why you failed. What can I do with it? So it always has to be contextual. So it is very important for us to navigate those things. So that is where we come into the picture, where we'll help you and hold you and guide you in terms of setting your state of mind on that day. There are some people who come with a lot of confidence. We give them 2 back-to-back tough papers. We curate some papers and give it. Then it's broken down. We saw that last time. And then I told Manju, give a paper that it should break their confidence. Then they got all right. Because they're just, and also the exam postponement during the war scenario. Suddenly it was like everybody was relaxed. The IDT exam when it got postponed. We had to go back and make them write an exam instantly. Then they realized they're out of touch and then they started. So the subtle nudging which has to happen. It's the difference between sending a nurse to the house versus staying in the ICU. So that is how the scenarios change. The mental state of mind at any given point of time, it's called DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Now, this is something which will make you think, feel, and act in a certain way. If you don't get enough dopamine through studies or preparation, you'll have to depend on your mobile. Because people need dopamine, whether it's youngster or old person or anyone need dopamine. But the question is, how are you getting it? Let's say you want money. If you're not getting salary, then you're not doing business, then you have to do some other random thing like theft or cyber attack, whatever it is, because you need money. That is fundamental. If you're not getting to the official source, you'll do some unofficial and dirty things. Now, if you're not getting it regularly through your work, because you'll get, let's say, Praveen completes a task in his office, he will accomplish it at some point of time, and that makes him feel calm. Which is not the case for you when you sit at home, where you don't get that sense of accomplishment, then you'll find an alternative to feel accomplished. That is going through any of the social media, which actually deprives you of that accomplishment for a longer period of time, and it'll actually make you feel worse, but you'll fall into a trap. Now here, when you wake up at 6 o'clock and then you study for 2-3 hours before 9 o'clock, that is when your morning becomes good. Your morning becomes good. Just because you wake up, it's not a good morning every day, right? You have to make it good. So that's how it goes. And the mind fluctuations will become a straight line. Before the session, or before we started speaking, your mind might be thinking about it in a certain way. Now it is in a certain way. Now when I say that is not true, this is not true, I'm only trying to tell you it can be changed. If you can think negatively, I can make you think positively. But just because you think positively, you're not going to clear. Just because you think negatively, that is not going to happen. You have to understand the reality. The reality is based on the work you do, not because how you think. So positive thinking is overrated. Just because you think positive, okay, it's it, you do nothing and say that I'll clear. No, you won't. Right? So this has to change. And these are some of the techniques which comes into the equation. For each and every aspect. So mindset and routine, I gave you a 5-step framework, right? So for each step, there are subparts. So all of this you'll get to know once you're here. And at home, time and energy can be reasonably managed,
Mm.
but attention is the problem. You have time, you have energy, you have nothing else to do, but you don't have attention. And every alternative source, all the cheap sources, the free sources will suck out attention.
Mm.
So when I think of Facebook, Facebook is not free, Instagram is not free, YouTube is not free. You are free. You are free for them.
Mm.
So they suck out your attention and
Mm.
sell it to ads, ad makers.
Mm.
So you have to protect yourself from your attention getting sucked.
Mm.
Now, why do we give you attention? Because we are charging you directly.
Mm.
It's not like a sensational video which talks about how to clear CA Group 1 in 40 days. That is not the bullshit which you do.
Mm.
We're actually making you clear. That's why we're charging you. Once we charge, why do you need attention? We can give you attention.
Yeah.
So this is how it works.
Okay.
And in terms of different constraints, now Suresh father, Suresh, if you want to know, he's the guy who is responsible for Manju and Hari getting the scores. He himself got 79. So he helped Manju and Hari get 76 in the scores.
Okay.
So he initially wanted to join, and then there was a constraint because his father is a daily wage worker who makes only 400, 500 per day. So for them, definitely it's a premium program. So initially wanted to join, but then he realized that the fee here, it's not up to his standard. So he went back and started preparing on his own. But what was worse is he realized that he was going to fail in the exams much before he entered the examination hall. In the preparation itself, he knows that he's going to fail. It's like driving, knowing that you're going to run into an accident. How pathetic is it?
Okay.
So that is what he wanted to avoid. He came back and he cleared. And when I asked him personally, like, because this is all, I came to know about all of this retrospectively. When he came to visit me out with some sweets and all. And I asked him, he said, in my entire family, community, Kandan, there's nobody who is a chartered accountant. I'll be the first. I want to inspire a whole generation. And I know that I'm not going to clear. I know it is expensive, but I took a hand loan. I know that I'm going to repay it in the next 1 year. That's why I took that call. That's all. Because there are a lot of people who keep waiting and praying that something will happen. And some people go and solve it and then repay it. That is exactly how things work. And eventually, at some point of time, when you go to the exam, none of it should be relevant. You should need a pen. How to clear CA? Your response should be, I need a pen. How can I clear CA? Just give me a pen. I'll go and clear CA. Which means the capability should be here. It's not somewhere else. It's not in the book. It's not in your guru or it's not in your mentor's mind. It is in your hand. I would say to the extent that your mind should also not be linked to clearing CA. It should be in your hand. Here we call it muscle memory. So you should be able to keep writing. It's like Virat Kohli shots. It's like it doesn't even apply his thought. It just happens. There's one match with Pakistan semi-final, T20 World Cup semi-final, India-Pakistan. If you remember that, we are chasing. There is 1 over where he hit 3 sixes 3 years back. You follow cricket? Not much. Okay, so that was one over. No, where the commentator was talking about class. So the last 10 years class came out in 1 over, which means it's not just because of the question paper or not because of the 1 hour before we study. How you build yourself across a period of time.
Yes.
See, this conversation is not because of the 1 hour which is happening. It is because of my last 20 years.
Correct.
How I have been from CPT. So this is where it gets refined, where you get answers. That's what is a surgery, right? Somebody suffers from a problem for years together. A doctor who would have spent 15, 20 years removes it in 1 hour.
Correct.
It doesn't need 15 years to solve a 15-year problem. It's only 15 minutes.
Yes.
So that is the nature. Now, for you also, you need to get a reasonable expertise where you don't need 4 or 5 years to clear this exam. You just need that time which is given in the exam, 3 hours for the exam and 1, 2 hours before the exam. That's enough. And coming to why you should clear now, even if you look at the earlier statistics, it's still 5 lakhs. The latest statistics, it's 6.5 lakhs. So let's look at 5 to 6 lakhs per attempt. Now imagine we had this conversation in last year. If you had clear in last November itself, you would have already earned this, right?
Yes.
So you're only looking at the exam cost. Exam cost is nothing. It's 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, doesn't matter, coaching, all of that. But you're looking at the opportunity cost. This is the problem. The opportunity cost is the problem. This is what you have to work upon. So when you're approaching, this attempt's cost is another 4, 5 lakhs. So in your mind, you should be looking at every month is valued at 2 lakhs. if your value is 2 lakhs per month, how would you? Now, why is Praveen worried about his work, whereas you are not much worried? Because he's getting paid, right? So his work is valuable.
Yes.
Now you have to think about it. I should think like that. Okay, because when you do your preparation at home, everybody will take it for granted. They'll use you like a delivery boy, especially for guys when the mom is there. My stand was very clear. What if I was preparing in Chennai? What would you do? Number two, and I'm not idle. 1 month down the line, I'm going to make 1 lakh per month. Then I don't think you'll do this to me. So, like, you take a stand. Before people recognize and respect you, you respect that. You respect yourself. You look at yourself. Okay, future CA. Then you'll take steps in a certain way. So that is why the opportunity cost question comes into the equation. And initially I said the 10 crore figure, this is where it came from. So if you start with 9 lakhs per year, 10% growth, in 30 years, it will become 16 crores. But that's not what you're looking at. In the time frame between 15 to 18 years itself, your investments, your salary increment, your hike, everything will come into the picture. And investment is like, let's say you buy a house for a couple of crores now. You don't do anything. In 5 years, it will become 3.5. 10 years, it becomes 6 crores. The one house itself will become 50%, 60% of it. I'm sure by this time you'll have a house for sure. This is how we look at it. So how do you create a corpus? How do you create a path? For somebody who's not making this, they'll never get there, right? How much ever say, even 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees SIP, you'll never get to a 10 crore thing. As compared to increasing your income potential. So this is how we arrived there. And finally, our approach towards the kind of school which you are building. Have you heard of this, Praveen? Did you hear about ISB, Indian School of Business?
ISB, no.
Both of you know?
No.
Okay, so this is India's #1 B school. It is rated over and above IIMs, business school. Yeah, I'm sure you know about IIMs, right?
Yeah.
So it is rated higher than IIMs. That is indicated. They charge 50 lakhs per year. So why do you think somebody would pay 50 lakhs per year, whereas a lot of MBAs you can do it in 5 lakhs per year, right? Why do you think you should invest 50 lakhs?
Quality varies a lot.
Quality
varies a lot.
Now,
And
what is the
apart
most
from
important?
education, there will be a lot of things.
No, what is it? What is the most important metric? Why would you invest 50 lakhs for 1 year instead of 5 lakhs? When you have to do it yourself, what would you do? How would you decide, Praveen? You have an opportunity, you can do a 5 lakh MBA, 50 lakh MBA, and you want to do 50 lakh MBA. Why would you do it?
the teaching.
What else?
Teachers.
Because it will yield more if we pay 50
So what do you
lakh.
mean? Yeah, what do you mean by yield?
Yield in the sense if common people who do MBA from a 5 lakh, they don't get a job easily. They don't
Fantastic.
earn money.
Good.
If
So we are
they
looking
do
at.
from this kind of universities, they get job easily with a high
So
package.
we are looking at a CTC, right? So in ISB, the average CTC is 35 lakhs. Anybody who graduates has 35 lakhs. Whatever you invest, you'll recover within 12 to 18 months. This is what happens when you do it. The same with Harvard. Harvard, I'm sure you must have heard it. They charge them 1.5 crore. But you'll get a 1 crore package in the first year itself. This is how it works. Now, my friend has done his CA. He got a 14 lakh package. Then he did ISB 3 years ago. That was around 35 lakhs or 36 lakhs. The fees was. The first year itself, he got a placement of 26 lakhs. Now it has moved to 40 lakhs. So in a 4-year span, this has moved from 14 to 40 lakhs. So this is how people think. It's not about saving this 36 lakhs. What do I do this? That is not the point. So how do you increase your income scale at the fastest? So that 10% increment on this is 4 lakhs. 10% on this is only 1.4. Here's the base. From there, everything is great. So this is for the base improvement. Similarly, for somebody who is struggling with CA, not clearing it for attempts together, what is the biggest validation we can do? We can do something so that they can start making 12 lakhs per year. So that they can get to that bracket, 10 to 12 lakhs per year. For us to be able to do that, we charge the same. So for somebody who comes and joins us for a full-fledged certification program for both the groups, we charge 12 lakhs. The fee is same for 1 attempt or 1 year. This is interesting because both the student and the mentor or the team wants to clear in one attempt only. Why? Because you clear and you start making that money immediately in 5 months, 6 months. But having said that, if you're not able to clear, we don't want to make the family or husband or parents pay the cost of failure. We want to take responsibility. If you're not clearing, okay, come back. We'll study once again. We'll study once again. So that's why it's one attempt or 1 year, which are the same because we are charging
For the passing.
yes, for the clearing. So that's where we have the skin in the game. Like only when the student clears, only when the student becomes successful, we'll become successful. For the mentor, the incentives are extremely well placed if they help the student. Each student has a personal mentor. So we will say, see, if the student is not clearing, anyways, we'll have to support. Here, the place where we are, the accommodation cost is more than 50,000 per month. And the mentor opportunity, it runs into lakhs. So that extra 4 or 5 lakhs which you have to invest on the student for the next 4 or 5 months, I'll rather give it to the mentor.
As an incentive. So that they'll clear in one attempt.
So the student gets incentivized by starting his job early. The mentor gets incentivized by getting something almost 100% as their salary.
Yes.
HLS gets incentivized because we'll get the next student. If the same student stays, we don't get extra fees, right?
Yes.
When the next student comes, our brand expands and we'll get one more case study. So this is how we do it. Now for people who are having only one group, the problem is earlier we were not focused on one group students. But of late we're getting a lot of requests. So that's we're only picking up students with only one group. We don't do one group. Only one group is only one group left.
Yes.
What would you do when you have only one group left? It is not for people who have 2 groups and they want to start one group. No, this is for people who are only writing only one group. You're left with them. So then for them, this is how we divide it. So for group 1, we charge 8 lakhs. For group 2, we charge 6 lakhs. This also comes with the same thing. Where whether it's 1 attempt or 2 attempts or 1 year, the support will be there for 1 year. But since it is only one group, it is logical for us to believe that
they'll clear in one
they'll
attempt.
clear in the upcoming attempt. This is what we actually do.
Okay.
So ideally, for a family or for a ecosystem to think about it, I'm going to become a chartered accountant in this. Now, whether it takes 1 attempt or 2 attempts or 3 attempts depends on a lot of factors. But the way I see your scenario is we should be fancying September for sure.
Yes.
If not, be mentally prepared for January also. The whole thing is, the idea is to remove stress. In the conversation, I told you clearly that stress should be removed. So when you go with too much stress, okay, there is only 2 months, I'm paying 8 lakhs. If you're thinking about this will add more stress than you thinking sitting at home. Instead, you're like, okay, this is how we should look at it is, I'm taking a hand loan to invest in myself. And I'll repay this, whether it's your husband or father, whoever it is, I'll repay. But this is the first time I'm investing a significant sum into myself. Right? This will help me build an all-round personality. This is personal mastery. With this, I'll recover that from the market because that is coming into me. And here, everything goes to your living and learning. There is no middleman. We don't have sales. Why is the founder doing and explaining this admission process? Because we don't want middlemen. We don't want somebody to convince you that this is great. Even I'm not convincing you. I'm only telling you. I have nothing to sell. This is what we do. If you think this makes sense, please come down.
Okay.
So this is how it is going to work. So fundamentally, you should be looking at, okay, I have a reasonable chance of clearing in September. And you increase the possibility not by thinking, but by doing. Intensity should be in doing, not by thinking. Less intensity in thinking, more intensity in doing.
Yeah.
That will make you go towards September naturally.
Okay.
And this is, let's say he is a senior director, senior partner, not even a director. Now, unfortunately, is no more. So his son, Nishiketan and Ganesh Balakrishnan. So he's a learning head for Asia Pacific.
Okay.
Asia Pacific entire Deloitte is a learning head, L&D head. But still, he wanted me to mentor his son. He's like my mentor. The thing is, people from different backgrounds come and approach us because the fundamentals are so right. Whether it's a Deloitte's partner, and we also have somebody whose mother is a tailor. Now, for them, it's a significant investment. I showed you, right? For somebody, it's just like a 1 month income. For somebody, it's 1 or 2 years income. But they do it for different reasons. Somebody wants to maintain their income. Somebody wants to upgrade their income. So we don't know why people come. but everyone has something, because the insights which we have picked up is directly from the core of the scenario. Convocation is a place where only the people who come will come.
Yes.
Get insights there directly. And he's the past president of ICA, if you can recognize him and all of that. So when Board of Studies chairman. So when I spend most of my time from the two extremes, one is the students who are failing, the students who are clearing, and the triangle, the people who are deciding who will clear, Board of Studies.
Yes, yes.
I personally work with the Board of Studies. So this is to get an understanding of what is ICA expecting from you. So what best can happen beyond this?
Yes.
For somebody to clear. So the path, the direction becomes super refined. So this is what we bring onto the table, and it's over to you if you have any questions.
This includes 8 lakhs rupees includes everything.
Everything, each and everything.
Till from the day I joined till I write the exam.
Till you become a CA, yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir. We'll let you know.
And
Yes.
there is any loan scheme for this payment?
See, this is not a university recognized thing, right? So that it largely, most of the students who go for this will go for a personal loan normally. Normally banks will give it a 9-10%, whatever it is, personal loan, because they have to, again, this is an easy decision. The reason why it is not an easy decision is, if you talk about ISB, you can go and invest 50 lakhs because there you look at it differently. This is the tougher decision. Even if it's only 8 lakhs compared to 50, it's still a tougher decision to take, not for the investment. It's a hard decision for people to take. That is why we leave it to you. Now we know that it is a good decision. The point is, we understand how my brain works. We want you to come with a certain level of comfort and trust. So for that, you have to think through. Now we'll have one more follow-up conversation tomorrow. At this junction, what are the questions you have? Quick questions which you have. Because investment part you think, I want to think thoroughly. Rest of it, what are the questions you have, and how is it fitting into your expectation framework?
No questions. I'm happy with the procedure and everything what you are told. That is what actually required. That we can't, but I can't expect him to help me, even though he is very supportive, because he won't be in my shoes to understand my scenario, how I feel. Even though he's very supportive, he can console me, everything he can do. But I can't be comfort with his words because he don't know what I'm going through.
Of course.
So that thing we can only get from you itself. We can't expect anyone else to help.
This is the same question which I asked a lot of chartered accountants, whether it's Ganesh sir or also there was one more parent who is the vice president of ITC vice president. Now he sent his daughter, asked him the same. Why did you send? Why you want to teach her? It's like, now my daughter is 5 years old. I just went and dropped her
to the school.
There is a professional who has to do what has to be done.
Yes, yes.
Not just because he's not a CA. Even if it is CA, it would not matter.
I showed him that video.
So that is exactly how things work out. So that is one. You're thinking in the right lens regarding that. And Praveen, do you think if she comes down here, can she become a CA? Is that part clear for you?
Yes.
Okay.
That confidence is there. By looking into process only, I get to know that confidence is there. We can pass at any point of time. Whatever might be the question paper, I can crack it. I have that confidence.
Wonderful. So that is there. Okay, perfect. So
Yes.
any questions you have?
Nothing for now. We'll have that follow-up conversation where we can have more questions.
Sure. And where are you from?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. One more thing. If you're ever, tomorrow there is a boot camp from day after tomorrow, 14th.
Okay.
Are you aware of this?
Yeah, you told me yesterday 5 days.
So if you're coming, what I would prefer is I want you to make the best out of it. Normally we are charging separately for the boot camp.
Okay.
But if you're going ahead, combine both. You'll start with a significant momentum.
Okay.
Independent of the boot camp, you can join. That is anyways there. But what I would prefer is, if in case you're coming, it's just a time adjustment.
Okay.
So if you're the boot camp will give you massive momentum very fast.
Okay.
So even if you miss the first, that's fine. 1 or 2 days here and there. But a power start is very important. What I would recommend is probably for 2-3 weeks, then you can go back and take a small break. Because right now you're in the inertia. It's like the escape velocity. That g is equal to 9.8 meters per second. You have to launch. So the faster you launch into the preparation, and by the time results are declared, you have to be ready so that you're not impacted with the result. It is very important for both. So that way, this is a good opportunity for you to, make the most out of it.
Bootcamp is only offline, sir. There is no online or something like that.
No.
It is face-to-face batch.
Yes. Because online, imagine 12 to 14 hours, both of us will get bored.
Obviously, yes. It's
So the
very-
possibility is limited, and bootcamp is extremely good, I would say. Last time we did it in 2 years ago because it's very hard. It's not, no matter how much we charge, it's not viable for us to block the space because we are blocking 2 flats for 5 people.
Okay.
5 days. It's a huge expense. We did that last time in Vizag Resort, like 2 years ago. All 5 cleared. Those who ever come, that's cleared in the immediate attempt. The work is done.
Okay.
So this is what we're expecting.
Okay.
So it's a good opportunity. We don't do it very frequently. Last time was, as I said, a couple of years ago. So think about it. Once you think, okay, you're coming, then you see if you can slightly accelerate. You're coming down early. Then you take a break. Because there's one more girl from Chennai, from Coimbatore, Kirtana. We had a conversation just before the exam. And then I asked her to come immediately so that she can experience the exam cycles. She sat with the kids for the 20-hour cycle, 1.5 day revision, all of that. Everything is done.
Okay.
The exams are done. I sent her back for a week. Now
Okay,
she's completely, momentum is built, already is completed.
She is ready to.
Yes, she's ready. She
There is no
already
waste
crossed
of
40.
time in the beginning.
Yes. So this is what I hope to aim. I'm aiming for you to the bootcamp.
Okay.
So tomorrow, can we connect around the same time, 1 o'clock?
No.
I'll let you know. Tomorrow it is work from office for him. I'll let you know.
So you can let me know. Okay, tonight or tomorrow, whenever it is, just let me know.
Yeah, sure. Through message, I'll let you know.
Yes. All right, nice meeting you then.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Nice meeting.
Nice meeting. Yes.
Bye.